Like, what's your craziest?
Lots
of titties, though. Lots of titties.
I mean, there's never enough.
And the girls at the country fest are just like different too.
Oh
right?
yeah, they're just. I don't think anybody has a shirt on.
I wouldn't say that, man.
And it's like the MILFs too, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah, it's like the
thing. When we went to
50-year-old.
Tortuga,
They got the
it was
fucking
all
tramp
like-
stamps in the back, neck tattoos, titties out.
We have a good crowd.
Yeah.
We have a good crowd.
So there has to be some moments outside the titties that have been crazy that you've dealt with.
One of my favorite stories that I have. So I went out to me and my wife went to Maui. BMI puts on a songwriter
Maui's
thing
dope.
in Maui. Maui's cool. I'd never been there. It was wild. Like, couldn't even imagine what was going on. So we go to this. They have a songwriters festival there that they put on, and it's 10 people that they invite, like artists, songwriter people, and they pay for your expenses to go out and your hotel and stuff. And it's a thing that's been going on for years. It's really cool. Well, my wife at the end was like, "Hey, I've got to," because she was still working full time at the time. She's like, "I got to go back to Nashville. I got to go to work." And so I had some radio stuff in Seattle like 2 days later. And I was like, well, I'm just going to stay out here because I'm not going to go all the way back to Nashville just to buy when I get there. I got to go all the way back to Seattle. So I stayed in Maui for 2 days by myself. And so one of the like benefactor guys for the show was like, "Hey, you want to play golf? I'm so bad at golf." And I was like, "I literally don't know anyone here." So I'll go play golf with this guy. He's like, "Hey, you want to go play poker at Willie Nelson's house tonight?" I'm like, "Absolutely, I want to do that. Absolutely." So, and of course, like I had met Willie like the 2 days before that, but like, hello, that was the extent of it. It wasn't like we were sitting there talking. You know what I mean? Like I don't expect Willie Nelson to know who I am at all, bro. He's goated. You know what I mean? So we pull up to his spot. It's his like house. It's just like a house on the ocean in Maui. Like it looks like a house in like a 70s suburb. And then it's just sitting literally right on the ocean in Maui. It's insane. So we pull up and I'm like, I don't even know if he knows I'm supposed to be there or not, dude. I don't know. So we get out. The guy I'm with, he's on the phone. He's like, "Go ahead and just go in." I'm like, dude, this is like a lot of pressure, bro. Go in, and I'm like, everybody's going to be yucking it up, dude. It's just Willie Nelson in there by himself watching TV in the garage. And I'm walking in like 6-pack of Miller Lite, like the plastic ring 6-pack. And he's like, "Hey, man." And I was like, "Hello?" I'm like, dude, what is happening right now, dude? So we chat for a minute. And I'm halfway across the world from my wife, from anybody, dude. So we get in there, we're talking for a minute, dude. He rips the piece out, dude. You know what I mean? Peace pipe.
Oh.
And I've heard the stories, bro. It's like, Toby Keith has a song called "Never Smoke Weed with Willie Again." You know what I mean? I heard the song. I'm aware of the moment, and I go, "All right, man, if when this thing comes, you got one, dude. You can't go twice, dude, on this deal."
Hitting the blunt, you mean? Or whatever you smoke?
Yeah.
It's a bong or?
It's like a little, it's like that.
Yeah.
It's like yay big, probably. And so rip this deal. A couple guys show up, dude. They're getting to play poker going on, dude. We're talking about everything. And then it's like, it comes around again. And I'm just, dude, rip it, throw it down. And I'm like, oh man, dude. Like after I passed it on, I'm like, I just went there again, dude. And this was the mistake that I was not supposed to make that I've now made. Right. So we sit down, dude, to play poker. And dude, these guys, I'm the youngest guy there by 35 years, mind you. Like, don't know anyone. Dude, he's got all the cards. He's got them face up. And he's slinging these cards, dude, out. And it's like me and these guys have been playing.
You're just ripped
poker.
at that point?
Not yet. But like as the cards are coming across, dude, I'm seeing them like, whoa, dude. I'm like, these are coming slower and slower. You know what I mean?
You're going all in with Jack 5 offsuit and shit?
No, dude. This is the first deal.
This is where panic is setting in.
We're sitting down, and all the cards are face up coming. And then, dude, I just see this ace, like, and it's just spinning. And it lands right in front of me, man. And Willie's like, "All right, man, what's the game you're dealing?" At that moment, I'm like, oh, man, I'm in deep water right now with these guys.
You got to call the game, meaning
Call the game, bro. And I realized later these guys are like, every hand is a different game. So every hand they're like, all right, this is deuce, spider, sweetie, 2 hand. And I'm like, what? I don't even like Texas Hold'em. I'm like barely getting through. You know what I mean? And these guys, every hand is a different game. And they're just out of there. Don Nelson walks in. Not a lie. Hall of Fame NBA coach Don Nelson walks in. And he's like, who wants to get bought out of their spot at the table? And I'm like, your guy over here is, I am dying over here, dude. And so he takes my spot. I sit down at this little table, dude. And it's like, if I can set it up for you, I'm at this table. There's a hallway going right here. But nobody at the poker table can see down the hallway, right? Only me. I'm the only guy in the entire planet at this time that can see down this hallway. And I remember one of the guys at the poker table, he's sitting directly across from Don Nelson. And so I can't see him because he's behind Don. And I just see this guy go like, he just kind of pops out like this. And he's like, Luke, you need a water, bud? And I'm sitting over there, I'm like, no, man, I'm cool, dude. And he goes, nothing wrong with needing a water, bud. Got plenty of water over here.
Okay.
Dude, I get this mason jar, dude. I must have drank 2 gallons of water, dude. Like I'm in the bathroom, like splashing, like I'm like for sure about to die.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you're
like
full
I'm
like
that,
panic attack?
Oh, for sure. But it was also like kind of
Bong
awesome.
just fucks you too. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
dude. I'm
Yeah, Willie
spaced
Nelson
out,
doesn't fuck around.
because you're also halfway across the world and like you don't know anyone.
and you're in Maui and
You're
just
in
like, what the
Maui
fuck?
and you're like, I don't have a car. It's not like I could drive anyways if I had a car.
Right.
So I'm just like stuck. I'm like, I just have to eventually will come off of this roller coaster I'm currently on. So I'm coming back and forth from the bathroom, dude. I'm splashing myself, drinking this water, dude. People are coming in, setting food down on the table, besides just pigging out, dude, on this table. And I remember Willie getting up and he walks down. I'm sitting at this table. He doesn't say anything to anyone. He gets up. These guys are playing poker. He gets up. He walks right past me, down all the way down the hallway. And there's this punching bag at the end of the hallway. And he stands there and like arms out, like full Karate Kid, and starts just kicking this punching bag.
Just
dude.
tossing crane
And
kicks.
tossing crane, like this dude, he's 85, 84, and like just hammering this punching bag.
You're just
and
high
I'm
as shit. That's fun.
And I'm
He's
like,
geeking out.
I'm looking at the poker table and I'm like, what is happening? Like nobody sees this happen. He goes out. He's out for 5 minutes. Could have been 5 hours. I don't know the difference at this point. Comes back in, stops at the thing, hits one more crane kick, walks back in, doesn't say a peep, dude, about it. Sits back down like nothing happened. And I'm like, that's my moment. I've had my moment with Willie Nelson, and it was him doing the crane kicks at God knows what time it is in Maui, baked out of my gourd at his house.
Wow.
Like I texted my buddy. I was like, hey, man, I just need you to know that, like, I know it's 4 a.m. where you're at, but I'm like super baked with Don Nelson and Willie Nelson. It's like insanity. But I just wanted you to wake up to this text. He just needed someone in the world to know,
Right.
like, what happened, because like no one's gonna believe.
And then what was the exit? How did you get out? Because you're still obviously probably paranoid.
Dude, I was like, well, eventually I got to the point where I'm like,
Just crane kick your way out of the house.
Did you do a crane kick on the exit too?
no, I should have though.
Yeah.
I should have. But essentially, dude, the guy I rolled with was like, I mean, it gets to whatever time it is. And he's like, all right, man, like these guys are, dude, they're 75. Some of them are 80, dude. And they're like just partying, dude.
Right.
I'm like, these guys are just different
That's incredible.
generation, bro. You know what I mean?
That's a great story.
It was wild, dude.